We all have to take that step. So why not take it right now? Why not start that journey, the most beautiful, profound, liberating, enlightening journey that you can possibly take in your life? Take it right now. Take the first step. Start to question what you learned. Start to question the role of your teacher. Go back to your manuals and look at all the language that's being used that is just distracting you from your own true journey of peace. All right, everybody, welcome back. So this is part 2 of my commentary and my thoughts on the idea of upgrades within the practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō, or Reiki in general. Now, in last week's video, it was part 1. We were going over the idea of and the understanding of Reiki as an infinite energy and the origins of the system and the meaning of what Usui Sensei was trying to impart onto everybody that wanted to learn and walk on his journey with him. That's the point that we are trying to get at here. We are trying to walk towards Onsen Ritsume, or towards a mind and a body that is more at peace under every circumstance in our life. If we can. If we can't, then we have the practice to fall back on. So now I want to extend on what I was talking about in the previous video. And the first point that I want to look at now is the role then of the teacher and the practitioner that you might be considering to learn with, you might want to sit down with and journey with. What is their role in the practice? Well, their role is to help us find the journey towards Onsen Ritsume or Daikomyo. Their role is to not further entrap us in belief or their story or, how magic they are or whatever. That's purely just the suffering of that teacher. If they are up, pontificating about how amazing it is that they've downloaded these things and all that type of stuff, then they're not doing the work. Usui Sensei absolutely would not have gone. And, I hope anyways, maybe he did. There's no way to know. If he did, then I wouldn't be talking about Usui Sensei in the same line. We don't go to listen to somebody talk about how magical their power of Reiki is, or how deep their understanding is, or how profound whatever it is that they experience. In this journey, you will experience things that are profound on a daily basis. If you have a daily practice, every day becomes profound. Every time you sit down has the potentiality to connect you to a deity, to a new symbol, to some sort of way to read the energy of the universe. And so the teacher that you are working with or you're walking with, I hope, is helping you walk towards more internal stillness. Here's another way to look at this in the role of the teacher. The teacher, just like all of this, everything in your external world is simply an expression of where you are right now. We reap what we sow, after all, right? So if we are walking in a practice that is seeking out stillness, that is seeking mental and physical peace, if we are seeking a practice where we can just be at peace with everything that we do, which is what Onsen Ritsume is, what the point of Reiki is, well, then you're going to find teachers that teach that same language. You are going to be drawn perhaps to this channel, perhaps to these videos, because that's where you are on your journey. So what about the other teachers? What about teachers that are talking about story and entrapment and belief and mysticism and guru-ish and all this type of stuff? If they are like that, then the teacher and the student, that relationship becomes reflective of where the student is as well. And this is not a criticism of anybody. When I started my journey, I was very much in that type of language. I was absolutely very much attached to these types of things. I think the role of a teacher, and I've been a teacher my whole life, and I think the role of being a teacher is to help others evolve on their own right, at their own pace. It's to help people move towards common understanding or common truths. I think that's a really good way to put it. In the practice of Reiki, the common truth is Onsen Ritsume. The common truth is Shinshin Kaizen Usui Reiki Ryōhō. The common truth is Shofuku no Iho, Mambyo no Reaku, Koyo dake wa ikaru na shinpai suna, kansha shite, gyoagme shito ni shinsetsu ni. So everything that I've just said there, the guiding precepts, the name or the title of the practice, the idea of Onsen Ritsume, Daikomyo, all of that stuff, it's not me interpreting it. All of that means you. It means your journey. It means your progress towards internal peace. That's it. It's black and white. It's as clear as day. There's no way to interpret that in the idea that I'm going to upgrade that for you. I can't upgrade your own peace. I can't upgrade your journey towards Onsen Ritsume. I can't make that stronger. I can't show you a symbol that gives you more connection to the energy of the universe. That's simply not possible. If I believe that I can do that, and I'm just an expression of you, then maybe that means you need to find deeper confidence of your journey, a deeper connection, or so on. Now, why am I saying that here? Because the responsibility of a teacher is to help guide people out of attachments in regards to Usui Reiki Ryōhō, to guide people towards a simpler understanding of the practice so that you can find your own liberation. Education and knowledge is freedom, right? As the saying goes. That freedom is liberation, and it's the freedom from the entrapment and the enchacklement of your attachments and of your suffering. So if we move in that direction with a good teacher, with a teacher that is constantly telling you to turn inward, constantly reflecting on the journey, not as an external one, but an internal one, then that means your liberation is at hand. Now, it doesn't really matter if you're in the camp of, following a guru or somebody who believes all these magical things about their practice. That's not the question, and that's not the fault. The real question here, or the real fault, would be, when are you going to move away from that and find your own liberation? When are you going to step into your own power and your own peace of mind and let go of all those attachments? By letting go of those things, then you find your own power, you find your own place, you find your own space within Daikomyo and the meaning of the practice of Reiki. So this is a profoundly important journey to go on. Because here, the sooner we get away from that entrapment, then the sooner we are going to learn that externalized improvements are simply an illusion. There's nothing that I can do to the external world that doesn't first originate from my own internal space. So if I view my practice as something that I'm doing to the external world, if my teachers talk about, their internalized journey, but now it's something that they are doing to the external world, like, for instance, I'm going to teach you this thing that makes you more powerful. That's not possible at all, full stop. If we are stuck in that loop, then we are missing the core concept of Reiki, which is the understanding that the internal world and the external world are the same. It's in the literal title of Reiki. Reiki is universal energy, so it means the energy of all things. If the energy of all things is what we're trying to work towards, then I can't do anything to make the energy of everything more powerful. It's a very simple, reflexive thought experiment that I implore teachers to think about. Understand it. It's the core concept. It's the most basic concept of Reiki, yet it's wildly misinterpreted and misunderstood. And I really think it's misunderstood because then people are backed up against the wall. They're in a position where they have to be more honest, where they have to look more internally. They have to find more peace inside. They have to maybe recognize that their ego is very fragile, that they are not willing to find peace because they don't know what peace looks like. Maybe they're afraid that they need a different voice, so they need to make their thing look more powerful so they can sell it. All of those things are failing to understand that the external and the internal are the exact same thing. If you have internal peace, then the world will give you peace. If you have internal peace in your practice, then the students will come to you who seek that same peace. What's the most important thing here? My internal peace. If I can cultivate internal peace under all circumstances, then the practice of Reiki doesn't make any difference. Nothing makes any difference because everything is the exact same. And that's peace, that's harmony, that's enlightenment, nirvana, whatever. That's what we should be working towards. Will we find it or not? Maybe, maybe not, probably not. That's not the point. The point is, that's the direction I want to walk in. That's what teachers should be helping you see. They should help you move in that direction so that you can witness on your own terms, in your own space, in your own context, culturally, spiritually, personally, whatever it might be, that the external and the internal world are the same thing. That there's no way to affect change to this external world. If we can recognize that in ourselves, then we start to plant the seeds of personal liberation. We start to begin the true journey towards Satori, or oneness. We start to recognize that we both live in the world of duality, and yet we are also part of a non-dual universe. This is a very important understanding to move in that direction. If we don't, then we're staying stuck with our eyes closed. We're staying shackled to the past. We're not evolving. We're not moving. Energy, like I've said in many of the videos here, is always changing form. When that energy changes from one form to another, for instance, the coolness that I feel in this breeze will at some point somewhere become rain and some point will evaporate and just keep moving. The rain does not ask to be upgraded to become evaporated humidity to then recycle through to the rain system. That's not how it works. It doesn't ask for a new symbol or a belief mechanism. It simply does it. That's what we should be doing. We should simply do our practice to move with the attachments that we have. The role of a good teacher will help you do that. The role of a good teacher will help you to walk towards the recognition that the external and the internal world are the same thing, and that you can affect zero change whatsoever on the external world if you haven't worked on yourself first. And what an honor that is. What a beautiful gift that is to help my students see these things, only because it means that I'm working on myself. It means that I'm trying to the best of my ability to recognize Onsen Ritsume. I fail at it all the time. You will fail at it all the time if you're being honest. If we're being dishonest, this is when we start to say things like, no, but I've upgraded the energy. I've got new symbols. I can be a divine channel to this angel or whatever. You're just staying locked and not ready to move. So move, let go, find the peace towards Onsen Ritsume, towards Daikomyo. That journey is paved with the victory of your own liberation, your own peace, your own confidence, your own space, your own voice. It's paved in the recognition of a harmonious universe, both in your mind and then in your external world. The other is fraught with attachment, miscommunication, misunderstandings, hierarchy, power dynamics. It's caught in the suffering of mankind, which is really just the suffering of the ego in the mind, not wanting to let go. So I hope this two-part discussion really helps. I hope it helps on the idea of upgrades or all these other types of different Reiki systems that are out there. And I hope it helps you to navigate towards Onsen Ritsume. We all have to take that step. So why not take it right now? Why not start that journey, the most beautiful, profound, liberating, enlightening journey that you can possibly take in your life? Take it right now. Take the first step. Start to question what you learned. Start to question the role of your teacher. Go back to your manuals and look at all the language that's being used that is just distracting you from your own true journey of peace. Look at all of those things and finally put your foot down to turn the corner and start a new trajectory. That trajectory is going towards your Satori. It doesn't matter when you get there. It doesn't matter how quick you get there. It doesn't matter how big your steps are. The only thing that matters is you take the first step and then you don't look back. All right, everybody, I hope those two videos have helped you in your practice of Usui Reiki Ryōhō and on your journey towards Onsen Ritsume and Daikomyo. Let me know in the comments below how you found the video. I really do appreciate it. I always do my best to answer the comments on my channel as quickly as I can. So if you comment below and let me know how you found this, I will get back to you as soon as I can. As always, everybody, be well and in Gosho to all.